Our episodes are brought to you by our awesome EDHCC Club, aka the Patron Pledgehammers. Thank you for making our content possible. If you'd like to support the channel and get some sweet bonuses, check out our Patreon link in the description below. Also, if you're looking for new playmats or sleeves, check out yourplaymat.com and use our promo code BT10YP or click the link in the description below to get 10% off your order. Sweet swag at a cheaper price is always nice. Welcome to episode 199 of EDH Commander Challenge. I'm your host, BT. A couple things to say. First off, I plan to film some 4-player matches within the coming months once the upcoming episode 200 special is over and done with. Can't wait for that. Also, if you want to see me play a 4-player match today, well, at least if you're watching this on the day it came out, I recently took part in a stream with our friends over at CMD Tower. I got to play my 9 Fingers Keen deck, which I'm really starting to fall in love with. And all the players were amazing. I believe there was Mr. Combo 5, there was Hexproof Harry, and also Dadro. I think it's like CQ Crunch. These guys were so kind to me, and it was a lot of fun to play with them. So I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Now then, let's check out this epic cEDH match I filmed at Commanderfest this year and see those opening hands. First, in this corner, with an opening hand of Bountiful Promenade, Soul Ring, Esper Sentinel, Windfall, Nature's Claim, Neoform, Demonic Consultation, and his Wooburg-style general, Kenrith the Returned King. He is the Unknown Warrior. This is Hao. And his opponent in this corner, with an opening hand of Verdant Catacombs, Undergrowth Stadium, Dothy Voidwalker, Sylvan Library, Drennet Magistrate, Force of Will, Phantasmal Image, and his witch partner commanders Thrasios Triton Hero and Tymna the Weaver. He is the champion of champions and our first ever EDHCC undisputed champion. He is Greg. Greg on the dice will start us off, so let's begin this amazing cEDH card fight. For their first turns, Greg plays Undergrowth Stadium, and Hao plays Bountiful Promenade. Greg plays and sacks his Verdant Catacombs, paying 1 life to net Savannah from his deck into play, and casts Esper Sentinel. Hao is mana short, but casts his own copy of Esper Sentinel. Greg casts Sylvan Library, allowing Hao to draw a card as Greg didn't pay the Esper tax, and passes. Hao casts Soul Ring, allowing Greg to draw a card as he can't pay for the tax either. But then Greg pays 2 life and casts Mental Misstep to counter the spell. He also doesn't pay the Esper tax, and Hao draws a card. Then Hao plays Luxury Suite before passing and discarding down to 7 cards. For Greg's turn, he keeps the extra 2 draws from his library, paying 8 life. Then he plays and sacks Flooded Strand, paying 1 life to net Underground Sea from his deck into play. Then he casts Dothy Voidwalker and passes. For Hao's turn, he casts Demonic Tutor. And as he doesn't pay the Esper tax, Greg gets a free draw. And then the tutor is exiled under Dothy. Hao then tutors a card from his deck to his hand. It turns out to be Command Tower, which he plays as his land for the turn. Then he casts Nature's Claim to destroy the library. But Greg pays 1 life and exiles Phantasmal Image from his hand to cast Force of Will to counter the spell. He also pays the Esper tax. The claim goes exiled under Dothy, and Hao passes. Greg keeps one of his extra cards via his library and pays 4 life. Then he casts Green Sun Zenith where X is 1, and doesn't pay the Esper tax, so Hao gets to draw a card. With the Zenith, he gets Birds of Paradise from his deck into play. Then he shuffles the Zenith back into his deck and passes. Hao plays Temple Garden untapped and pays 2 life. Then he casts his own copy of Sylvan Library and doesn't pay the Esper tax, allowing Greg to draw a card before Hao passes. Greg doesn't keep any extra cards via his library. He plays Gemstone Caverns and casts his own copy of Demonic Tutor. Hey, wait a minute, is this what I think it is? I'll save those thoughts for later, I guess. Anyways, Greg doesn't pay the Esper tax and Hao draws a card. Then Greg tutors a card to his hand and passes. Before the end step, Hao casts Into the Royal, targeting Dothy. Greg responds by sacking it and choosing to use Hao's Demonic Tutor to tutor another card, and also gets to draw as Hao didn't pay the tax before the turn comes to an end and Greg discards down to 7 cards. Hao keeps both extra cards from his library, paying 8 life. Next he plays Training Center tapped. Then he moves into combat and attacks with his Sentinel. Greg declares no blocks and takes a damage before Hao passes. Greg keeps one of his extra cards from his library, paying 4 life. Then he plays his copy of Command Tower and casts Neoform, sacrificing his Bop. He doesn't pay the tax, and Hao gets to draw a card. Then via the effect of Neoform, Greg puts the 2 CMC Devoted Druid from his deck into play with a +1/+1 counter on it. Then he casts Swift Reconfiguration, which he targets his Druid with, but Hao casts Dolphin's Veto to counterspell it. He also pays the tax, and then Greg passes. Hao keeps both of his extra cards from his library and pays 8 life. He plays City of Brass and plays his own copy of Neoform, sacking his Sentinel, and doesn't pay the tax, so Greg gets to draw a card. With the Neoform's effect, Hao nets Thassa's Oracle from his deck into play. With its ETB on the stack, he then casts Demonic Consultation and names the best card in MTG, Scornful Egotist. Then he exiles his top 6, and then his whole deck as he forgot to put said card into the deck. Then with Thassa's ETB, as he has no more cards left in the deck, he automatically takes the shocking win in this game of one-upsmanship. Well, both decks had different commanders, but it was basically a mirror match. Or am I the only one who felt that way? So for the first time ever, only one card will be mentioned for both players here. I fully understand why Esper Sentinel is a staple in any deck that can run it. Whether you play 1v1 or a 4-player game, having this guy out early can give you overwhelming card advantage, as shown here in this cEDH battle between 2 amazing players. Here's our picks. Let us know in the comments. Also, if you enjoy our content, consider becoming a patron. We'll give you access to some sweet extras like bonus entries into our giveaways, your nickname in the EDHCC club, and so much more. Also, if you're looking for new custom playmats or sleeves, then check out yourplaymat.com and use our promo code BT10YP at checkout to receive 10% off your order. It's sweet swag at a cheaper price, and that's always nice. Thank you once again for watching today's episode. It means a lot to me. And don't forget, if you enjoy our content and love EDH as much as we do, hit the like and subscribe buttons and support the channel. Until next time, stay warm, stay safe, and keep on card gaming. Love you all, and cheers.